Now, because I wanted to get you guys this review as early as possible, I did buy this pair for an absurd amount of resale, but that's just because no one has pairs right now. Shout out to Bird Kicks for actually having a pair. I spent, I'll be honest, $1,500 on them, which I know is insane because the price is...
He spent $1,500 on a pair of early sneaker. Yo, what's happening? It's your man OG Bo Beast TV. Come to you today, another special video. What's good? What's happening, YouTube? It's your man OG Bo Beast, and I'm back with another video for you today. All right, y'all. Today, I want to check out these Air Jordan 4 Undefeated that's about to drop pretty soon. And I was on YouTube watching my algorithm, and I seen that the homie Seth Fowler did a pretty good review. So I said, hey, why not react to his review and get a couple of stats and give you my thoughts and opinions on it. So we're going to check out some of his video. I'm going to give y'all some commentary, and we're going to do it just like that. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, let me know how you feel about these shoes, and we're going to go from there, y'all. Hope y'all having a good day. Let's jump right into it, y'all. Air Jordan 4 Undefeated review. Check it out.
Undefeated 2025. Back in 2005, Jordan Brand dropped a sneaker so rare and so ahead of its time that most people never even saw a pair in person. In fact, only 72 pairs were ever made, and it's actually the first Jordan Brand collab ever. Fast forward 20 years.
All right, y'all. So that's some good information that I wasn't really privy to. I knew I've heard about the Undefeated 4s. I guess I haven't seen them now that I think about it. And back in 2005, being the first Jordan collab, there was only 72 pair made. So that's big news, right? We in 2025. Is this the first retro or restock? I think it may be. So 20 years later, here we are with the shoes. Now, as you can see, the shoe is an olive army green colorway Air Jordan 4 Undefeated collab. I just sold a pair of my Undefeated Air Force Ones on eBay. I got another pair, so I ain't completely out. But yeah, Undefeated is a dope collab, y'all. Let's jump back into the video.
Years to 2025, and that sneaker is finally back. But here's the thing. While this new retro might look the part, it's not exactly a one-to-one release. So today, I'm not only doing a full on-foot review of the upcoming Undefeated 4s, but I'm also breaking down whether this version lives up to the legacy of the original, or it's just another cash-in on nostalgia. I touched on it a second ago, but let's rewind back really quickly.
Let's be real, y'all. 20 years ago, a lot of OG sneakerheads still exist from 05. I mean, I was buying sneakers in 05. I wasn't that serious about buying them back then, but I was buying them nonetheless. These new cats nowadays ain't gonna care about a lot of the nostalgia and history, and it dropped 20 years ago. People just want what's ever hype nowadays. And a lot of people just want whatever hype so they can say, I got it, and then try to resell it for insane amounts. Speaking of resale, he going to talk about the resale price of some of these Undefeated 4s from 05. Check it out.
To talk about why this pair is so special. While Jordan Brand, in and of itself, is kind of a collaboration between Michael Jordan and Nike, this shoe is actually the first non-Michael Jordan collaboration that Jordan Brand ever did. And Undefeated, the streetwear-focused sneaker boutique, was the lucky recipient of 72 pairs of one of the most coveted sneakers of all time. And because this shoe was so incredibly limited and so sought after, the only way to get a pair back in 2005 was to win a lottery. And the only way to get access to this lottery was to buy a special lottery entry shirt. Because of the incredibly limited nature of the release, and also the fact that this shoe looks incredible, we'll talk about the inspiration behind the design of this shoe in a little bit, this shoe became one of the most sought-after sneakers of all time. In fact, so much so that in 2002, the shirt, the original bag that this shoe came in, and a DS pair in a size 10 sold for $44,000 through a Sotheby's auction, which is just...
All right, y'all, you see that, right? $44,000, and I believe it. And I believe somebody bought it. Obviously, they bought it, but it came with that T-shirt and that bag. It didn't even come in a real box, all right? $44,000. That's how much hype moves, and people are willing to have something that nobody else has, right? A shoe that probably costs $10 to make in a factory sold for $44,000. That's crazy stuff, y'all.
It's mind-blowing money for a pair of sneakers made of suede and leather and glue. When you think of a sneaker grail, there's a few pairs that come to mind immediately. The Paris SB Dunks, the Staple Pigeon Dunks, the M&M 4s, in the Undefeated 4s. For sneaker collectors, the 2005 Undefeated 4s are the grail among grails. And this year, almost exactly 20 years after the original release of the Undefeated 4s, normal sneakerheads have a chance to grab this shoe for retail. The upcoming 2025 Undefeated 4s release on August 2nd for a retail price of $225.
All right, y'all, August 2nd, $225. Where is it gonna release? I'm assuming Sneakers is gonna get it. I already have one raffle in on the Undefeated app. I'm not expecting to win. It's a long shot, but hey, I put my raffle in the hat and we'll see what happens. It's another way you can get these shoes. It's happening in Chicago. I saw Unbreakable Kicks talk about it on his channel. He about to talk about it right here. Check it out.
And sort of an interesting twist, Jordan Brand has decided to release pairs early, not at Undefeated LA, which would make sense because it's the Undefeated Air Jordan 4s, but instead in Chicago, through a QR code that you scan at Millennium Park. Now, to be clear, scanning the QR code does not guarantee you a pair. In fact, it just enters you into a raffle to purchase a pair, and pairs can only be picked up in Chicago. But I wouldn't be surprised if a couple people who maybe spoofed their location and scanned a tweet end up winning a pair and take a flight out to Chicago. For a pair like this, doesn't sound crazy, but it is kind of weird that the first place getting this shoe is Chicago and not LA. But hey, either way, this shoe is going to be incredibly limited, and the chances of you getting a pair are probably pretty low. Unfortunately, kind of like the original release, where even though we assume it was 72 pairs, there's still rumors that maybe it was 79. No one knows for sure the exact number. No one seems to know the exact number of these pairs released. So we can assume that it is going to be very limited, but we don't know how limited. Now, because I wanted to get you guys this review as early as possible, I did buy this pair for an absurd amount of resale, but that's just because no one has pairs right now. Shout out to Bird Kicks for actually having a pair. I spent, I'll be honest, $1,500 on them, which I know is insane because the price is...
He spent $1,500 on a pair of early sneakers to do the review. But here go the thing, Seth. He got 1.2 million subscribers. He's gonna make his money back and some by making this video, y'all. So that's one of the keys and the tricks to becoming a successful YouTuber, for real. If you buy kicks early and do reviews, people are gonna watch your channel, people are gonna subscribe. I've seen a lot of people do it. Shout out to Jay the Sneaker Guy. I remember watching him when he had like maybe under 10K subscribers, and then he blew up, but he always got early review and he still does it. So if you're willing to put in the work to get these sneakers and pay the cost to be the boss, you'll get your money back on the back end if you are consistent with your videos. But Seth is on another level. That little 1,500 wasn't nothing to him. Shout out to Bird Kicks. Follow them on Instagram. I've reached out to them to buy a few pairs of shoes, and they always respond with a price. And I hear a lot of people buying them shoes from Bird Kicks, so BYRD Kicks on Instagram. So I think they're legit, y'all. I never bought none. I feel bad asking about prices and then don't buy, but it is what it is. I mean, the most they've ever said for some early kicks for me was like, I think 400 or something, 350, 400. And I think there was like the black metallic 5s and maybe a couple other pair I inquired about. But yeah, they do good business from what I can tell. So shout out to Bird Kicks. But yeah, Seth, we know you got that little 1,500. Stop playing.
Absolutely going to be way less than that when they actually release, but again, I wanted to get you guys the early review, so please, if you're watching this video and you haven't yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button. But obviously you're watching this video after I bought my pair, and even in the last couple days the resale price has dropped pretty significantly. So if you want to grab a pair of these early, or maybe you're watching this after they drop and you want to grab a pair for resale, make sure to check them out through the YouTube shopping tab on your screen. Last time I checked, a size 9 on StockX was like $850. I'm sure it's going to be less than that when they drop, but for right now we're talking around $1,000. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think the price is actually going to sit at when these release. But
all right, y'all, so what's the highest price or resale you've ever paid on some sneakers or willing to pay? I paid $400 cash for the Air Jordan 1 patent leather Chicago breads. Jordan 1 patent leather, and that was super hype because Nados is way under that price. I paid $450, I think, for the Air Jordan 1 Chicago Lost and Founds. I think for those, it was definitely worth it. For the patent leathers, I think I was just caught up in the moment. And then I paid resale for some Air Jordan 4 UNCs. I still haven't worn them, but I think I paid like $3 something for those, or maybe right at $4. But either way, y'all, what's the highest? Leave a comment down below. 1,500 is a little too steep for me, but like I said, they're going for like 800 for his 9.5 on StockX, so that'll probably bring you up to like $1,000 with all the fees and taxes and all that. But yeah, I'll just wait and try my luck, because all the backdoor kings gonna get them a pair for sure. So it is what it is.
Before we dive any deeper into this upcoming release and talk about some of the differences between the original release and this new release, let's first take a look at the box. Now, I did want to do a comparison between the new box and the original box, but finding an image of the box itself, because there's only 72 pairs, was actually pretty difficult online. I've probably only seen like 3 pairs of the Undefeated 4s in person, and I've never actually seen the box, so I didn't even realize that the original box wasn't even a box. It was like this military style zip up bag, or I guess military style box. I'm not sure exactly what it was from the image, but it's black, it's got a zipper, it's got some text on it. But because this new release is less limited, it actually comes with a box. Now, this box is not inspired at all by the original box. Instead, it's inspired by classic retro boxes. The outside of the box is covered in this sort of satin colored metallic silver. On the top of the box, you've got this logo, which is housed in this gear shape. You've got 05 and 25 at the bottom, of course, for 2005 and 2025. In the center, you've got 20 for the 20 years between those 2 releases, and of course the Undefeated logo and the Jordan logo. The rest of the box is pretty plain, not too much to report. Of course, you've got the size.
All right, y'all, so you see the box, gray box. They added a little nostalgia on the box with the years that the originals released in 05. But hey, check it out. This is the bottom line. We're going to close this out. Big shout out to Seth Fowler for knocking out the review and paying the $1,500 to get the shoes early. This is a hyped up shoe. A lot of people saying that's why the Rare Air 4s basically flopped. I got a pair of the Rare Air 4s coming this Thursday. I seen them in person at the mall this past weekend. I think them shoes is super dope. Like, no joke. Like, I wasn't expecting them to look as dope as they look in hand, because I got the 3s and I thought the 3s was dope. I actually thought the 3s, the Rare Air 3s was better than the 4s, but I might have to beg to differ, y'all. So look out for that review. Check out my crazy stolen sneaker story. If you made it this far, I got part 1 and part 2 just dropped today. So check it out. It's funny, it's entertaining, and it's a true story, y'all. So check it out. But either way, let me know how you feel about the Air Jordan 4 Undefeated. Are you going to go for any raffles? They drop on sneakers. I wonder how much stock is going to be up in the air. But either way, the resale is going to be generally high for these, no matter how you look at it. But yeah, leave a comment down below, like the video, subscribe to the channel. It's your man OG Bo Beats, man. Y'all have a good one, and I'm out. Peace.